God damn it. I swear one of these days I'm gonna get this. One moment. I'm here, I'm alive. The whole thing with the camera, like I'm literally sitting here and I forget to connect the camera again. One of these days. Hey, Welsh Looney, thank you for following. Welcome. Apologize for not having the camera on. 1 second here. It only takes a second. I've been sitting here watching my countdown, trying to be like all on time. I did the exact same thing yesterday. Like, what do I need to do? Yeah, okay. All right, live view, and there I am. Hey, what's up? Welsh Looney. Welcome, man. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you guys are. John Klobb, Astro Taka, and our friend TMK DK. What's up, guys? How is everybody today? I didn't hear that. I didn't get a sound notification. I've been kind of playing with the sound stuff. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's because it's in a different thing. Anyways, don't worry about that. Okay, today, trying some new stuff. Oh, and then a Prime subscription. Wow, thank you so much. New follower, new subscriber, day one. That's how it should be. What's up, Welshling? Where are you at? What are you up to? What brings you to the stream today? Always good to meet new people, make new friends. Oh, my music is a bit loud. Forgot to turn that down. There we go. Now you can probably hear me a bit better. So today, finally, after like several months now, I'm like, all right, I'm going to commit to learning to use Onshape, learning new CAD software. Learning new stuff is good for the brain, for the neural plasticity, especially as you get older. Your brain becomes much less plastic, harder to learn stuff. What's up, Caitlin? How are you? Learning new things is always good. And for the last several months, I'm like, oh, you know, I'll start using Onshape. Onshape is popular, especially for the projects that I do, for being able to share, you know, open source projects, share these projects with people. I'm sharing like, you know, files that people can't edit. So it's kind of like, it's not as good, but Onshape, you know, you can just make it public and send them the link. They can get it. Really great for that. And if I do need professional Onshape, it's kind of reasonably priced, honestly. I think Onshape Professional is $2,500 a year, which, I mean, that's a lot of money, don't get me wrong. But for a CAD software, it's like, honestly, maybe not too bad. Like, really, and I do know that some businesses, actual professional businesses, are embracing and using Onshape, you know, for their environment. So it's definitely in my best interest to, you know, be an Onshape pro. Definitely a CAD pro. I know how to do CAD modeling, but learning a new software is, it shouldn't be as hard, right? It's a matter of learning where the tools are. And with CAD, it's really about the workflow and kind of like how things are organized, how parts versus assemblies are organized, and so on and so forth. And now we've got a hype train going. Wow, look at that. With Mithridate's Astro coming in for 5 months in a row. What a boss. What a boss. Thank you, guys. Yeah, hype train's going on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, that's a Twitch thing. Hype train, what that means for users is, I guess you can just like unlock fun emotes and stuff, right? Let's see. I've been a member of several Twitch hype trains. Not as a streamer, but as a watcher, you get fun hype train emotes. Yeah, great, cool, dude. Yeah, so we're doing Onshape, so hopefully there'll be some more learning for you and for me today. Welsh Looney, hey, what's up from South Wales? Cool, man. Okay. Oh, right on. Yeah, interested in building one too. It's funny, like I just got a message on Discord from somebody in France overnight about wanting to build harmonic drive mount. And the problem, I guess maybe that's the project I should work on, is redesigning that. The problem with my design is of the harmonic drive mount is it uses carbon tubes that were like leftover scrap tubes, and they're hard to source. So, or impossible, because these were like custom tubes. Yeah, that's a bummer. These carbon tubes here. So I either need to, find a different way of doing this, so that those are parts you can source, right? So, I don't know. Future project. I have some parts coming for the new wedge. There's gonna be a wedge for this thing that's gonna be CNC machined. I finally ordered those parts yesterday, so hopefully that will we'll get that going. So there's a lot of work still to do. Always work to be done. But the mount definitely can perform. I'm getting good results, so it definitely can work. So that's where we're at. Yeah, global reach. Yeah, it's so cool to have people from different countries. So the hype train on Twitch, if you guys don't know, it's going on right now. You see at the top, and sub, gift, or cheer to level up. So if you throw subs or gifted subs, or cheers, and there's the power ups, then you keep the hype train going. And it's at what does it say right now? Level 1. So it needs some. There's a minute and 46 to level up the hype train. Always fun stuff. So welcome in, everybody. Onshape. I'm in Onshape. You can see I've drawn a cylinder with a hole in it. The construction of parts is not something that should be a problem. All the sort of steps in the methodology for creating parts should be pretty much the same in any CAD package. The different thing is how they organize stuff, and this is what's the hardest part to kind of grasp, especially when you get used to one system. And to me, SolidWorks is kind of just the most straightforward. You have part files and you have assembly files, and they're separate files on your computer. That's a part file, that's an assembly file. You start an assembly file and then you import parts into the assembly. But it seems that Onshape has a kind of similar flow to Fusion 360, and it doesn't distinguish parts and assemblies. Instead, I have a part studio and then an assembly that's sort of part of that. So it's kind of weird, and it's going to take me it's definitely going to take quite a bit of getting used to. Gold Public with a subscription. What's up, brother? Thank you so much. Glad to have you here. I was hanging out a little bit and lurking on Planet Neutral stream last night. Maybe we'll do some flight sim streaming again in the future. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, and Welsh Looney with a gifted sub. Oh, he gifted it to Gold Public. That's what that was. Yeah. We've reached level 1. That was a gifted sub from Welsh Looney. Oh, it doesn't show me that over here. That's kind of weird. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, so, wait, did it go away now? Maybe I guess the hype train's over. I don't know. Anyways, we're here for Onshape. We're here for our CADing. So yeah, the figuring out the organization, the methodology, is the tricky part. Didn't mean to start that. Well, you did. So thanks. I think the a purple rocket. No, it's a circle. It's 2 circles. Well, this is just something I was just playing with. Well, and what's up, by the way, One Solid Cube. And my YouTube chat thing is working today. I reconnected, and so I'm seeing. It looks like I should be seeing the YouTube chat like I should be now. So yeah. Anyways, Onshape, a couple things before I kind of really get going. Onshape has, look, as you can see, Onshape has a dark mode. Very important. Dark mode is life. Very important to have dark mode. I guess it's a beta feature. Under your name, you click your name, and there's a little checkbox for viewing dark mode beta. By default, it always wants to go light mode. No, come on. We need dark mode is life. Much easier on the eyes. And looks like a pretty popular... it literally just said you can set it in your personal settings to make that persistent. Go to preferences. Yeah, dark mode. Oh, perfect. Save. Much better. Look, yeah, here's some stuff that I probably should set. Units, millimeter, not meter. I don't know why is meter the default? That's, display decimals, probably only need 2. Yeah, angular unit mass, we'll go kilogram. Oh, actually, we should go gram. 3D printing nerds stomp rockets from maybe 2 years ago. I think I've seen stuff like that. We'll go newtons, and the default moment, we want Newton meter. Pressure, we should go with pascals, and yeah, joules. We'll do time format 12 hours. Save. Oh yeah, okay, here, this is cool too. Mouse controls, so SolidWorks, so I'm used to SolidWorks, so it'll be like SolidWorks. Environment profile. Oh, okay, well, that doesn't really have anything. Keyboard shortcuts, we will probably be changing cheap keyboard shortcuts as I go along. Yeah. Yeah, okay, we'll get there. Maybe I should have started with that. Yeah, okay. So, return to document. Cool. Artificial star. Well, you need a fusion reactor. No, just kidding. Artificial star is really simple in principle. It's just a flashlight with little holes in it. So you can make something like this. This one's from Hubble Optics, only $27, and honestly, for that price, I'm probably just gonna buy this. Gotcha, one solid cube. Yeah, maybe we'll watch that when I get stuck. So it's just a flashlight, and I'm sure they just buy like an off-the-shelf Chinese flashlight thing, and with a bunch of holes in it in the end, pinholes, and they use different size pinholes. And what that does is it creates a point source of light. And that's what a star is a point source of light, which means light that is an infinitesimally small point. And point sources of light in optics have refraction or I guess diffraction, which makes them look like circles and not points. So an artificial star allows you, it should be called a artificial point source. I guess it's not, it's a real point source, but it's simulating a star. So the point of an artificial star the point of an artificial star is to calibrate, collimate, work on, test, evaluate optics, evaluate telescope without having to use real stars. If I recall, the artificial stars used in big observatories are a sodium laser. Yeah, so that's like a different type of use case artificial star, Looney. So that's that should be called an artificial guide star. Would be, I think, more descriptive. So yeah, big observatories, they shoot a frickin' laser into the sky, and said laser excites sodium atoms in the atmosphere and makes them glow. And so by doing that, they can measure the wobbliness of the atmosphere and thus compensate for that wobbliness in the adaptive optics system. That's my understanding about how that works. So that's not what we're talking about here. That would be awesome if we could do that as amateurs. That would be incredible, but that's like, I think, kind of way beyond amateur equipment technology at this age. Maybe someday. Certainly beyond my understanding of being able to to produce. So, and actually probably the power of the laser required is probably something you don't want a bunch of amateurs doing, because like interfering with aircraft and things. I'm pretty sure when the big observatories are using their sodium laser artificial stars, they like have to call up the FAA and they're like, hey, don't fly airplanes over because we're going to be shooting a freaking laser. Watch out. Because it's like a big laser. So yeah, we're not using a laser. We're using just an LED flashlight. And so you think, okay, all I need is this flashlight, and then I point my telescope at it, right? Well, the complication comes. Yes, it will take your eye out. So the complication comes that in order for your telescope to be able to focus on that point source, it needs to be far away, right? Telescopes, any optical system will have a minimum focusing distance. But really what we need like the infinity focus distance. If you look at like a camera lens, it'll have the markings on it. What the minimum focus is, maybe it's 1 feet, 2 feet, and then it will have, graduations to the infinity focus, and maybe that's 10 feet or 20 feet or 100 feet or more, depending on the focal length of the lens, right? So same thing with the telescope. So my current 6-inch telescope has 600 millimeter focal length. So the infinity focus distance is going to be like 700 feet or something like that. So how am I going to get, where in reality am I going to be able to put my telescope on a table and then have 700 feet? I don't have an aircraft hangar, 700 feet long that I can put this thing, right? Nobody does. So getting that distance away, and there's math to figure out the distance. It's not too complicated math. It's pretty simple, actually. And yeah, so this document, I will link post that document. So that is the document for, this gives you the formula, the math right here, and the distance away. So you can read that. It's a little bit, I don't like the way they format it here, but whatever, take what we got. I've already done the, yeah. Oh, you have space at the museum. Okay, well, you have a space. Can it get totally dark in there? Even if you have this space, it may not be practical, right? Like to have the thing all the way on the other side of a 700-foot room, yeah, and it can't get dark. So I don't know if you need it to be, I think I do want it to be as dark as possible or fully dark, because that way I can do a long exposure. So it'd be great to do like a 5-minute exposure of an artificial star, because then it will really show the diffraction spikes, right? That's kind of what we're evaluating, diffraction stuff. So, so yeah, another thing, the great thing about the artificial star is it eliminates so many variables of your star shapes, right? The shapes of your stars, Twitch is about to go into an ad, but well, what can we do about that? The shapes of your stars depends on like your optics and the collimation of your optics, but it also depends on your guiding and the seeing conditions, right? So by using a fixed artificial star during the daytime, you eliminate the atmosphere as a variable and the guiding of your mount, right? So being able to eliminate variables for troubleshooting, problem solving is very, very important. So a lot of what I've been going through with trying to build telescopes is, I'm working on the collimation and, star shapes and diffraction patterns and stuff like that. But a lot of that is affected by the guiding and the atmosphere. So it's like, are my stars not round because my guiding isn't good or because the collimation's not good? Like they can both kind of look the same, right? So, yeah, it can be very, very tricky, very difficult. So having an artificial star setup that works. Okay, so how do we deal with, so I need length, and I did the math already on my scope. And for my scope, 6-inch f4, which is a 600 millimeter focal length, I need 756 inches. 756 inches to feet. 63 feet. So I need my scope. I need my scope 63 feet away from the point source of light. That's pretty far. So where am I going to get 63 feet? Well, if I don't have that, I can bounce it off of mirrors. All right. We can bounce off mirrors. It's going to make it tricky for a couple of reasons. One, the mirrors need to be first surface mirrors. They can't be regular cheap mirrors, because then the light will diffract as it goes through the glass and then hits the mirror, the reflective part behind the glass, and then diffracts again when it refracts, I think in that case, yeah. And then refracts again when it comes back through the glass. So we need first surface mirrors, and we'll need to be able to sort of hold and precisely align the mirrors. So 2 problems. First solution, dental mirrors. I believe these are really cheap, $10. I believe these are first surface mirrors. I did some Googling, and according to internet, these dental mirrors are first surface mirrors. And the reason for that is, well, you know, they need, you know, they need the better, you know, first surface reflections for mirroring. Maybe I should have waited until the ad break to talk about this stuff. Well, if you're on YouTube, I don't know. But I'm like, come over to Twitch, and then, you know, I don't know. We're on ad break, but yeah, accuracy of the reflections. So, okay, the ad break is over. I should try to be more, yeah, they're poking around sensitive areas with pokey tools. Yeah. So, you know, $10 is pretty cheap. I mean, if you look up first surface mirrors on like Edmund Optics scientific grade, you know, first surface mirrors, they're pricey, right? Oh, there's our chat botter. All right, I got him. There's our spam chat bot. How does heat affect larger scopes? Yeah, so I think it's generally not that big of a problem, Cube, because we're imaging at nighttime, and you know, once the sun goes down, things tend to, you know, kind of equilibrium. You know, when the sun's up, yeah, if you got the sun on one side of the scope and shade on the other, then yeah, you could expect some asymmetric heating. But once the sun goes down, everything tends to equalize, right? I think in temperature wise. But then also, yeah, so my new 6-inch scope has a fan on the back of that, also partially because that to help cool the mirror and let the air flow and kind of help clear, you know, keep air moving to keep things all, you know, everything all kind of equilibrium in there as far as temperature and stuff goes. But mostly I think it's not that much of a concern. Yeah, sensors heat up. Yeah. But that's why we have cooled sensors. So, okay, so dental mirrors. I probably should just order these to check them. But it won't really affect my design work. I don't think it will matter for the design work that we're going to do today. They're kind of funky shapes, but you know, we don't care about. That doesn't matter. It'll be fine. So dental mirror solves the first problem. And the second problem is aligning and supporting the mirrors, and that's what we're going to work on today. We're going to design some parts for that. To adjust myself here. Woof. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So let's get back to Onshape. And I probably should have done like a sketch ahead of time. Maybe I can just do a Microsoft Paint sketch. Whoops. And just kind of show you the idea here. Make that the right kind of fit in there. Okay, so my idea here is we're going to use, let's say purple is my, so let's say on one end I'm going to put my telescope, right? That's the telescope. Put a big T on it so we know it's a telescope. And over next to the telescope, we're gonna mount the artificial star. Like a smaller, I'll put a S. And the idea is to mount the artificial star, basically just this flashlight, to does that work? Nope. Well, I was gonna try and draw a straight line to mount the artificial star to a piece of T-slot. Wow, that's not very straight. Piece of T-slot extrusion, right? 2020 T-slot extrusion, common stuff. You may have scrap of it laying around. Okay, then on the other side of the room, we'll have another T-slot extrusion. And it's to the T-slot extrusion that will mount the mirrors. So we'll have, you know, a mirror here. And then we can mount another mirror here. And then another mirror here. Hold shift, no. I thought it did. I don't know, Microsoft Paint, who knows, right? Okay, so then the star, right? So actually to align this, we can use a laser. We'll use a friggin' laser to align it and then swap the laser for the artificial star thing. So this will go, so look, we get 1, 2, 3, 4. Bang, 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 bang. With 3 mirrors, we get 4. So you'll need to be able to, so this distance, right here, this distance D is probably fixed based on your room, right? Your garage, your room, your workshop, whatever. So you'll just need to, in order to get the total length, in this case, my total length is 4 times D because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So in order to get the total distance, then you'll just add additional mirrors. So the idea is this thing will be kind of modular. And if we put a mirror here, then we get like 2 more bounces, right? Bounce, bounce, 2, you know, telescope over here. So this thing being modular means we can use it with any focal length scope just by adding additional mirrors. So each one of these mirrors needs to be mounted and adjustable. And so we'll have like some adjusting mechanism. And I thought about, like, you know, some kind of weird things like this. Clamping and turning, rotating things. But then I thought, you know what, we're already doing mirror adjustments in our Newtonian telescopes using a 3-point push screw mechanism with a spring in the middle. So we'll just do the same thing. So we'll just adjust these mirrors the same way we adjust them in the telescope. So I really only have a couple of parts to design, and then we just, you know, add a bunch of them. And they're kind of already, they're pretty straightforward. Like I've already built like a bunch of these things. So should be really easy to, I mean, the design should be easy, which is a good project to learn new software, right? So I'm not trying to, you know, so most of my brain power will go into learning the software and not into figuring out how I'm going to design the thing. Okay, that's the plan. Hopefully that makes sense. Feel free to ask questions if you have them. And we'll get going here. So I will close that document. And so I'm learning Onshape here. I think I want to make a new folder for the whole thing. I'm guessing I'm going to call this artificial star. For some reason, I can't ever spell the word artificial. artificial. Oh, I was missing that second I in there. Okay, artificial star. And okay, in the folder. And then I will create a document. Yeah, 700 feet. Yep. That is correct. But then I'm gonna want to do the same thing with my bigger scope, my 12-inch scope. So I'm gonna need like twice as much as that. So I'm just gonna make a whole bunch of parts here. So yeah, new document. And so it looks like with Onshape you create all your parts in like one part studio. I don't like that. I don't know. We're just gonna have to kind of learn as we go here. So let's call this clamp underscore light, maybe source. Clamp underscore source. I will create a public document. Yes, that's a lot of bouncing light off of mirrors. Yes, yep, yeah. So maybe this thing will be totally impractical. We'll see. Okay, so yeah, actually, do I want to start with the, I guess I don't really need to start with the T-slot extrusion. Well, that's kind of what I would do. What's up, Timothy? Thank you. You add multiple part studio tabs. Think of each tab as the individual part files from SolidWorks. Yeah, okay. Okay. Oh, I guess you go insert new tab. Oh, look at that. Drawing folder, assembly studio, cam studio. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is definitely gonna take some getting used to. Can I name the part studios? Rename. We'll call this extrusion 20 by 20. And that seems like the kind of thing that they might already have a, you know, they might already have a, like a stock part you can insert. But I'm kind of trying to learn here. So I'm going to go, let's see, 8020.net. I'm going to sketch my own. And I'm going to 8020.net because they give me the dimensions of a 2020. So that's what I want to see. We'll recreate that. And okay, we need a plane to sketch on. So I'm pretty sure I want this on the right plane. Click that, click sketch. I've configured my, yes, that works good. I configured my my space mouse to work the same way I'm used to working in in SolidWorks. And okay, so we will draw a centered rectangle. And looks like D for dimension does bring up the dimensioning tool. Okay, I can click lines like that. That's cool. 20, and then I will dimension this to be also 20. Okay, that's easy. That's cool. I would like to hide just like that. Okay, cool. I can hide the planes because they're kind of annoying looking. Yeah, to see. Okay, cool. That's good. Okay, so I have a 1.5 typical. Okay, that exits the sketch. Edit the sketch. Cool, back into sketch mode. I want to offset this by 1.5 millimeters. So I don't like the small buttons on the toolbar. Can you make those larger? I don't like the small. There's the offset tool. Customize toolbar. All items already in the toolbar. Where are the preferences? My account. Is it in my account? My account preferences. Is there toolbars? I guess there's not. Okay, well, we'll just go with it for now. Now, why did that? All right. Yeah, there may be a lot of me going, what in the, why in the, how in the? Yeah, SolidWorks has this toolbar being larger, and I really prefer that, but you know, whatever. Offset, let's see, select all those. Whoops. Yeah, and that's just as annoying as in SolidWorks. 1.5 millimeters. And I'm guessing you just click the arrow. Yeah, double click the arrow to go the other direction. Okay. And then we need to draw the slot. It's probably easiest just to, yeah, probably easiest to draw the slot and then do a rotation to copy it all over. So I'll draw a line there and another. Okay, L does bring up line. And D, I'm a keyboard shortcut kind of guy, so I need to have my keyboard shortcuts. 5.26. And then I will go there to there. And I wonder if I can do, if I say equals, and then can I select a dimension? No, doesn't seem to. So I want to say this dimension is equal to that divided by 2. But it doesn't look like I can change to driven dimension. That's not what I want. Like, does it have a variable name or something? Okay, I didn't want to do that. When I click the dimension, I don't really get like, I don't get like a pop-up with options about the dimension. Yeah, so that's a little bit Analysis measuring. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit. There was a lot of kind of advanced things with dimensions that I would do, and it looks like I either don't have those or can't do them the same way. So that's, well, that's kind of annoying. 5.26 divided by 2. Should be able to do that, right? Oh my gosh, I can't do that? I can't do math in the dimensions? Maybe just go 5.26 divided by 2. Okay, there you go. So you don't... It shows a little function there now. You just don't put the equal sign. But yeah, I really wish I could say this dimension. You probably need to like define a variable or something somehow. Well, we won't get too bogged down with details. Yeah, I got that, Timothy. There's a big delay in the chat on YouTube, so you probably sent that message right when I was trying to figure it out. Okay, so we need another rectangle. And 7.32. That's my middle. Yeah, chat, like, no worries, brother. And then we have 1.5. So we'll go like that, and we'll go like that. Then we offset that. 1.5 over 2. That's going to kind of throw me because in SolidWorks you have to type equals to get it to do them. Actually, maybe you don't have to do type equals. I'm just used to doing it that way. Okay, and then we need 2 more lines. Line the inside width of the slot. 11.99, and then dimension there to there. 11.99 over 2. Okay, and then that should create the all the geometry that I need. So now I need to do a circular pattern. Circular pattern. Nothing pops up when I click that, but okay. Well, it doesn't give me like a dialog box to set the circular pattern. That's am I missing something? Like, how do I... 4x. I guess that's 4. Yeah. How does 3 posts knock me off the community leaderboard? I don't know. Oh, wait, yeah. Hold on. Yeah, you got knocked down to number 2. I don't know. Cube? I have no idea. Yeah, Timothy took over the number 1 spot. I don't know what... Okay, hold on. We have a definition for the leaderboard here. This is on YouTube, by the way, guys. A place for fans to stand out in the community. The top 3 get special badges in live chat. It resets every stream. This is like a pretty new feature. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Fu709. Okay, to get on the leaderboard, you'll need to collect XP. Here's how you get them. Send live chat messages, send super chats, or super stickers. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why Timothy took over the #1 spot, because you have more chats than him. So I don't know. Oh, fun stuff. Anyways, Mr. Fu, what's up, brother? Thank you for the follow. What brings you in? Want to watch me suffer through trying to learn Onshape? Yeah, first time I've seen it too, actually. I think maybe it was on there yesterday. Definitely a new feature. So anyway, stuff like that's fun. Yeah, so trying to do a circular pattern, and it looks like the controls for the pattern show on the screen instead of a dialog box. I don't like that, because look at how messy this is. In SolidWorks, I'm going to be constantly comparing this to SolidWorks because that's my experience. Or Fusion 360, when you click like the circular pattern, you'll get a dialog box with controls separate from the sketch. So yeah, I don't like that. that's gonna make this like, look at how messy it already looks. So yeah. You're #1 and #2 on the Twitch top chatters? I don't know if I can see that over here, but yeah. Okay, so I think this will give me everything I need. Oh, Timothy, gotcha. Right on. He's not a hacker. I think it's just a new feature that YouTube rolled out and didn't really, yeah. I mean, yeah, okay. All right, so, yeah, I mean, part of the reason that process was messy was because of the way I'm doing this sketch. And maybe this is not a good, maybe I kind of need to do like a different workflow for, for Fusion, but, or sorry, for Onshape. But, yeah. Anyways, we're going to do a, let's see, we want to do a symmetric extrusion. And it looks like, yeah, so just should be able to click all these, click all the areas that I know I want to be part of my solid here. So this is kind of, yeah, I had to like select a whole bunch of discrete areas. So this is maybe not the best way to do this, but I don't like having to do trimmed lines in my, but that'll work. Okay, and the length, we want 400 millimeters. It looks like a T-solid extrusion, look at that. I am not a hacker of 004. Destroyer 69. I forgot a detail. What's this little icon on the sketch mean? Oh, not fully defined. That's not fully defined? Oh, this thing. Oh, so, well, that's pretty annoying. When I did the rotate, the circular pattern command, now all these features are not fully defined. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Does this have a yeah. Well, I think we'll just kind of go with it. This part's not that important, but yeah. So in SolidWorks, when I do a circular pattern like that, it will it will allow me to define it. Maybe this is maybe a better way to, let's okay, let's undo stuff here. Oh crap, that undid the whole freaking thing. Oh shit, and then I just refreshed the page. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, that's a, oh wow. Oh shit, I just lost a bunch of work there. Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't think so. I don't think there was an undefined line initially. So I just like hit undo. I undid my like whole drawing. And then I refreshed the page and now I can't redo. So
can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
Yes, you can. I would definitely like. I could. I fixed it so that I can hear those now too, which is great. Yes, I could definitely use an egg or two right about. I had some scrambled eggs for breakfast. Well, fortunately, good learning because I didn't lose. Oh, history. Oh, yeah, over here. Nope. Looks like I lost that too. Yeah. Nope. Okay, so don't hit refresh the page. Oh, show change. Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, okay. There we go. All right. Okay, cool. Thank you, Chegg. There we go. Okay. So I guess I can just work, yeah, from there. Yeah. Hide the toolbar in the browser. Can I do that for just a page? Yeah, because accidentally refreshing or hitting back is going to be a problem. Yeah. Look at that. Chegg's helping us both out over here. Let's see. Can I hide?
Yes, science.
Well, I guess we just need to Google it, don't we? Hide. Yeah, yeah, because look, it's right. It's like right there. You just so easily can just go click it. Like that's hide. I'm using the Brave browser, by the way. Shoot. Oh, full screening the tab. Yeah, I don't want to do that either. Hide the address bar. See, I don't. The problem with that too, like even if you can hide the toolbar, is like, I mean, I guess I could use a different browser, but if I hide the toolbar here and then I open up a new window or a new tab, then the browser will also be hidden. Shift P. That seems to hide the sketch. Yeah, no, not Shift P. Yeah. History changes are view only. Restore to main? Oh God. Sure. Is that what I wanted to do? I guess so. Google AI is like the most worthless thing. All right, well, we're just gonna have to try to, oh, that's super lame. Why doesn't that work? Like, I want to view normal too right now. Yeah, that's kind of a problem too. Yeah, neither does Google AI. Okay, so if I just select the 4X and hit delete, oh, that doesn't do it. Motherfucker. I want to delete the pattern. So I have to like delete these things individually? Luckily they're blue, so. Stupid is as stupid does. Okay, so this is also not fully defined. Control Shift F. Yeah, I can't do full screen. I think F11 also does full screen. I mean, I can do a full screen mode, but I don't want to. Also, Control Shift F doesn't do it. It does have history cube, yeah. Well, actually, kind of not the same. It has versions. Yeah. Okay, it still shows as not fully defined because these points are not defined. So looks like I can just drag them. Yeah, add relations there. Okay, so let's try. I'm gonna try doing a revolved feature instead. It still shows it is not fully defined. What is not defined about this sketch? Well, I mean, maybe I shouldn't get too hung up on that. Yeah, all right, well, I'm just gonna not get too hung up on it. For now, we'll figure it out as we go along here. Okay, so we'll do just kind of one side, and then we'll do a rotational pattern of features, and we want that to be symmetric, 400 millimeters. Okay, so let's see, a pattern. What up, Deeds? Yeah, we're it's gonna be kind of a struggle, but we're trying to learn new things, right? Axis of pattern. Select mate connector. Let's see. We need a different direction. There we go. And we want to set them to add. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, blue line means, yeah, I was looking, I don't see any in there. Edit sketch. There's nothing, there's no blue lines or dots. There were some blue dots. Their cheapest license is $1,500 a year. Yeah. Well, this is the free version, so that's cheap. But it doesn't have all the features, of course. Yeah, there's no blue lines or dots, so I don't know why it's not fully defined. Yeah. Yeah, just on familiarity, Star Travel. I'm pretty sure Onshape does literally everything that I need to do. Certainly everything I need to do and everything it can do in SolidWorks. So, you know, I could add fillets. Let's play with that. Nah, let's not do fillets. I don't really need fillets. We can play with that later. Okay, there's my extrusion. And, I just closed a tab. Dang it. I was going to try some new music here, too. Let's see. We were looking for recently closed tabs. History. This is called Space Beats. So I don't know if this is going to be cool or if it's going to be lame. Oh, go back. We'll see. There's no hobbyist-friendly upgrade path. Well, yeah, there is. I mean, you pay them $2,500. I mean, that's not budget-friendly, but... You like the Bon Voyage mix? Okay, yeah, I already don't like that one. All right, we'll go to Bon Voyage. Yeah, so I thought about that, Chegg, especially since aluminum, you know, slotted aluminums are such a common thing that it is something I could just find in a library. But I'm trying to learn how to do the part design stuff, right? So, yes, or grab CAD, Jay. So, it says part of the exercise of learning to use the software. But in the future, yeah, I would totally just insert that so I don't have to spend the time drawing it, right? Yeah. And hey, thank you for the follow. Tiberius 96. Did I say that right? I think I said that right. What's up? Welcome. And also, hello, Jay. Oh, now you're a third rank cube? I don't know, man. I don't know how it works over there. Star Traveler's number one. He just came in and like posted one message. So, oh, you know what? You're all tied. You're all tied on the community leaderboard. You all have the same amount of XP. So maybe whoever comes in latest gets that first place spot. I don't know. Yeah, oh no, I definitely will, Chegg. Yeah, I definitely will. Yep. Uh-oh, you wasted a full hour trying to diagnose autofocus. Oh. Interesting. Oh, okay, hold on. Do you get the top spot now, Jeff? I don't know. It doesn't show you. No, it shows you in 6th place. For some reason, you only have 25 XP, Jeff. I don't know how this thing works. It did not. Ask Google AI so you can get the wrong answer about how the community leaderboard on the YouTube chat works. Yeah. Well, that should make you lose points if it's clearly spam. I don't know. All right, we've got our extrusion. And Okay, so I want the extrusion to go into the assembly. So I've got assembly 1 down here. I think that's probably fine. So I know I go insert and insert. Oh, okay. So this is part inside of a part studio. I kind of don't. I don't know if I like that. I don't know. I want 1 part per part studio. Maybe I don't want that, but I don't know. I'm gonna go that way. Yeah, maybe that's not the Onshape way of working, right? How you organize these parts and stuff is going to be really important when it comes to doing drawings and builds of materials and stuff. So if you're not concerned about things like that, it's not that big of a deal, but I am concerned about things like that. At least eventually I will be. 1 part per part studio is pretty normal? Yeah, got it. What's up, Weasel Box? Welcome in. Yeah, Jay, I don't know. That's weird about the autofocus issue. Yeah. I mean, yeah, chatting and trying to do this stuff is maybe not very productive, but, you know, here we are. Okay, so yeah, I don't know how far we'll get today. Cool, man. So I want this to be mated in the center of the assembly, and I think what I'll do is I'll just fix it. Mates are a little bit weird in here, something to get used to. So oh, that sucks. That sucks. I've been really happy with my focus motor. Works really well, and it's, you know, not much of an issue. Yeah. We're working on an artificial star rig. That's maybe what I should really clarify is we're working on the rig to mount the artificial star. The artificial star itself, a really simple thing. I'm just gonna order one from Hubble Optics. It's just a flashlight with some holes in it. But we need to be able to mount and adjust the position of the artificial star, and then we're gonna need to bounce it off mirrors. So we're gonna buy some mirrors, dental mirrors, because I think they're first surface mirrors. They're supposed to be, although these are suspiciously cheap for first surface mirrors, so these may not work. But they're only $10, and I can return it if they don't work. We'll find something else. And having an artificial star is another thing that will help you diagnose and work on autofocus, because you take out the variables of the atmosphere and the weather, right? So, okay, so I've got my extrusion. I've really made very little progress. Okay, so I need a way to mount and hold the artificial star. So what I'm gonna do is for adjusting, I'm gonna kind of cheat, and I'm gonna buy a ball mount. I'll mount the light source on a ball mount. So I will need, this has 1/4-20 at the bottom. So I'll need a way to mount this to the extrusion and then put the clamp on the top. So a couple ways to do that. So I'll need like a T-slot extrusion to a 1/4-20 coming out of the top of there. Gosh, I wonder if I can just do a 1/4-20. It might already almost fit because it's got the cold shoe mount. And like, will that slide in the extrusion? I can figure that out. So, okay, so how wide? Okay, I need to measure there to there. In SolidWorks, I would use M, but that's not what I have here. So my account preferences, preferences, keyboard shortcuts. Oh, I can't like search? Crap. Doesn't look like I don't know if there's a keyboard shortcut or not. So measure that face to that face. So this I don't like either. In SolidWorks, it shows me on there. I have to look over here. That's kind of annoying. 12 millimeters. So how wide is the cold shoe mount? See what I'm saying? If I could just slide that in there. Let's see if I can find. Actually, literally have a cold shoe mount right there. Yeah, so it looks like it's 13 millimeters. Is that right? What's the inside dimension? Measure default shortcut is, oh, that bracket. Thank you. Okay, so now I need to edit that. I thought there was a different way to get to the keyboard shortcuts. Oh, right there, under the question mark, keyboard shortcuts. Measure, okay. I can't edit this? Oh, customize keyboard shortcuts. But now I can't search? So in that other screen, I guess this just shows you what the keyboard shortcuts are, and I can search for them. Yeah, but then when I go to I have to go to a different page to edit it, and now I can't search. There's no search. I mean, here it is right here. Okay, edit. M. This combination already exists in multiple shortcuts. Confirming the changes will disable these shortcuts. That's fine, yep. Okay, all right, well, at least I can get it the way I want. At least the search function will show you which tab it's under. Yes, yeah, that does kind of help. And then I go there to there. Wait, no, wait. What the heck? No, it's not. It didn't work. It didn't take. General, Measure. What? Do I have to do it in assembly also? Ah. Okay, well, sometimes it's like you get derailed by stuff like that, and then I like it just not productive at all. Oh well. Okay, well, I know it's like 12 millimeters, and so I need calipers anyways. Let me grab. I'll be right back. You know, let me take a break. I'll take a piss break. I'll run an ad. I get my calipers. I'll re-up my water. Time for get up and take a 1 minute break. I'll run the ad on Twitch. I'll BRB. Yeah, no doubt. All right. I'm gonna mess with my background a little bit here too. There we go. Some cool, gotta have some RGB in the background. That was the problem the whole time. Didn't have, the backdrop set up right. Okay. All right. Measuring. Okay, that's like 18 millimeters. Okay, so my idea for that was gonna not work. So I kind of need I need to mount that ball onto here, and I want it to be adjustable from the top. Trying to think about how to do it with the fewest number of parts. It's a little bit funky. So I have a quarter 20, so I need like a quarter 20 going up through the bottom. Can I even fit a quarter 20 in that slot? It is a JWST mirror. That is courtesy of our friend Mithridate's Astro. He made that. What a baller. So let's see if we can insert standard content, bolts and screws, maybe a 1/4-20 hex head, bolts and screws, class, hex bolts, size. So this is pretty awesome having this built in. Are they serious with this? 3/8-16 is the smallest. 1/2-20. Oh, component hex bolt. Here we go. 1/4-20 length. Maybe 1/2 inch. Insert. Okay, that's pretty cool. No, why does that not work? Okay, I was hoping like the hex head of a 1/4-20 would fit in there. 1/4-20 won't even fit through that slot. Yeah. Gonna have to do something like that. I was hoping I could just do it, you know, as simple as with as few parts and things as possible, but you know, looks like that's not going to be the case. Okay, so yeah, we can still use that 1/4-20 hex bolt, but we'll need a new part. So let's do a new part studio. And I will rename this to base base underscore source. And we will do a, then that works, sketch on the top plane. Okay, I need a central hole. And now, will this do the math for me? 275 inches. Looks like it did. 6.99. 275 inches, 2 millimeters. Yeah, okay, cool. So you can type in the units and it will automatically convert for you. That's cool. Okay, we need a polygon. Again, I don't like when I click on these tools, I don't get like an additional like pop-up menu to set the tools. It looks like it's, yeah, it's like it's all in here when you draw it. I guess that's, I mean, that's okay, but kind of annoying. Quarter 20. Actually, probably want just like a pan head screw in there or something. It's, yeah. So I'm gonna look up. Actually, let me go back to the assembly. Can I like modify this thing? Near. What does that mean? Replace instance. I don't know what near means. And it doesn't look like I can. let's just do machine screw. Quarter 20. It's just a modifier that shows where it is in the assembly. Okay. Oh, got it. All right, let's yeah, okay, I was wondering if it showed like okay, so let's do just kind of rotate it because I know I'm gonna want it to be. Why doesn't that work now? Kind of playing with my space mouse settings to one of the things that was so convenient with SolidWorks was I would select a face, and then with SolidWorks you had the ability to say normal to. There was a normal to function, and it would flip you around, you know, to make your view normal to that face. And I set that to one of my buttons on my space mouse. So I click that and then boom, and normal to. But it seems like that doesn't, of course, doesn't work the same. Oh, okay, because I'm in Onshape assembly mode, which is a little bit different. Okay, so let's see if I can. Hello, Ninja Galapi. What's up? Does it not have that option? Wow, that's so stupid. Oh, it's keyboard shortcut N. Okay. Yeah, okay. So assembly has different shortcuts with the space mouse than the not assembly. So I just need keyboard shortcut N. There we go. Okay, all right. So see, isn't that awesome? Look, select a face, click my button with my thumb, normal to. That's such a great feature to have. Right? Quickly I can get, so like I want to see that normal to, boom, and then I can just sort of drag this, and then I want to see this orientation, and, right? Something like that. Ninja Galapi, what's good? We're trying to learn, not trying to, we're learning Onshape. I'm very, very slowly getting oriented. Literally, I was just doing orientations, but also figuratively oriented. So we're working on an artificial star rig, which is going to be, I don't know, if it works, it'll be awesome. We actually don't want that to be centered. This is going to end up being over here somewhere. You wish you knew some CAD stuff? Well, you're in the right place to learn some CAD stuff. All right. And okay, so this is gonna bug me. Control tab does not shift between. Is there a keyboard shortcut for cycling through tabs? Yeah. You just gotta devote the brain power, you know? Cycle open tabs on shape. Control spacebar? That's pretty annoying, but it does work. Just click stuff. Yeah, I'm a keyboard warrior, man. I'm probably because like I'm a gamer, so I'm like used to like this position, keyboard and mouse. So I'm like I need my keyboard shortcuts. Measure. Oh no, that's not right. Why did that not? You think you got your autofocus? Okay, so, there's different keyboard shortcuts for, No, I have it set to M. Oh, assembly. No, it doesn't work. What the hell? Why does that not work in M? It wants me to bring up the mates, which is disabled, but over here, no, it just doesn't work at all. That's frustrating. My account, preferences, keyboard short M. No, it just doesn't work. In and out 1,000 steps. That sounds pretty good. That sounds good, man. Yeah, it sounds like maybe something just loose in there. Do you have the ZWO one, or do you have the what is it? What is that other Gentang or whatever that other one is? What the heck? Now control. This act's very bizarre. Gemini, yeah. You might have to refresh the page for these settings to take effect or something. 13.34 millimeters. So I need about a 14 millimeter diameter circle. Okay. Okay. I don't need that plane anymore. Whoops. Okay, I guess I don't get my... Or am I... Oh, I wasn't editing the sketch. $15. Gentang. Okay. Okay. Central screw hole, and then rectangle. And let's see, which way do I want? Which way do I want that to go? I can't. Top, front. Yeah, I want that orientation. Yeah. What? Wow, that's really annoying. Yeah, no, software side of things, yeah, I'm not going to be able to, do anything like that. Okay, so we're just gonna go like a C-shaped thing that goes over the extrusion. So we want like a 20, maybe 20 and a half millimeters. So we have a little bit of clearance. And then the width here, I'm not quite sure yet. We'll go 65. We're gonna have, annoyingly, have to have two. Do we need two screws? Fusion 360 is also a web-based thing. It just doesn't. It actually, I think it does have a browser mode, but then when you download the native app, it's basically just a web browser, from what I understand. So. I don't think we need two screws here. So, okay, now question is, can I... Yeah. Okay. So this is, okay, here it is. So I drew a centered rectangle and now I want to move it. I could delete it and redraw it, but I want to, trying to learn the software out. So I want to undo that constraint. So if I hover over the point, it's showing me the relations. Yeah, cool. So that one I want to delete. And so now this should not be a fully defined sketch, but it's showing it as, did that not, what? Oh, did I delete the wrong one? Okay, they are showing blue now. Okay, now I can move. Yeah, okay, I can move this thing around. And yeah, blue, so not fully defined, right? Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, the back focus thing. I did end up adding, I think, about 1 millimeter or a little bit less than that to account for additional back focus caused by the filter. So I did add, like, I 3D printed a spacer. I think it was about 1 millimeter. Maybe it was a little bit less. I can't remember what the math on that was. But yeah, I did. So I did add a little bit of back focus spacing, and maybe it did improve things. It's hard to tell. We can look at an individual sub here from most recently. Let's see, M16, and this has a lot of stars. So yeah, the question was, like, were some of the stars, you know, not round towards the edge of the frame because of back focus being not quite ideal. So yeah, I mean, if you look over here, like, look in this corner over here, I mean, these stars look pretty freaking round. So go to the top corner, a little bit elongated, a little bit wobbly, but
Wow, it's very nice.
yeah, it's very nice. Yes. Over here, maybe a little bit, and then down here. So I might have a little bit of tilt going on, but overall it's pretty close. Yeah. No. The one that I posted on Reddit is so that is, that's going to be a result of Blur Exterminator. Yeah, so I think the tilt, I could have, like, a little bit of a tilt, and but it's a kind of, like, it's pretty minor enough, at least for me, that, like, I don't want to go messing with it because I know I can end up making it way worse, right? So, although maybe once I build this artificial star rig, maybe I'll be able to tell, right? So, yeah, and so Blur Exterminator is, you know, the magic sauce that, yeah. So again, like, I could spend a lot of time trying to correct this, or I could just run Blur Exterminator, and I do want to correct it. I do like, you know, I do like being a perfectionist. But this is the stacked, and we processed this on the stream yesterday. This is the stacked result. And so Blur Exterminator will make those stars, you know, perfect, right? So, in the corners, it'll make those stars perfect pretty much everywhere. So, you know, I think, you know, getting it good enough so that, you know, Blur Exterminator can do a good job is, you know, I'm satisfied with. But yeah, once I get the artificial star rig, if that works the way I want, then yeah, then maybe it is worthwhile to, you know, shoot for a higher level of perfection. So, yeah. Have you managed to capture a satellite all the time? all the time. If we scroll through these, we can probably see some. It'll just look like, yeah, here you go. That's a satellite. See the line going through there, the streak? So that's a satellite, and the processing, the stacking software will subtract those. So yeah, very regularly to see satellites or airplanes. There's another really dim one there. There's one there. There's so many satellites in orbit that you're definitely going to capture them. There's a couple. There's some. Might have been the same one as before. There's one. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. A plane on a long exposure, though, will have multiple or colors, which I definitely have somewhere of that as well. So, okay, back to this. Okay, so I've removed the relations. I've figured that out. Okay, now I want to add more relations. So I want this to be in the middle. So let's see. Can I, in SolidWorks, I can shift click the both, and yeah, it doesn't look like I can do that here. It looks like I need to go, do I have a midpoint relation there to there? But that's not what I want though. Yeah, so let's see if I can I do construction geometry? I don't think that has that either. Construction. Okay, there we go. And yeah, this another thing too, SolidWorks, I click on this, I can just, it'll pop up with relations. So you know. Okay, well, that's fine. And this may be only like 40. And then we want to dimension there to there. Maybe just 10. Oh yeah, I'm like on the final approach basically for like LAX, Long Beach, John Wayne, like all three of those airports. We're gonna go overhead here. 12 millimeters. Ah, God, I hate that. Why is that not? Okay, got it. Good. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely a concern. Okay. So that's good. Now we need to I need additional space on the side of here. So offset that by 3 millimeters. And same thing here. Oh, actually what I can do is I can just mirror it. Oh, why is that not fully defined? Oh, that's weird. It didn't, oh, because it didn't automatically add a vertical relation. That's pretty annoying. Grab, okay, now if I grab things ahead of time, I want to mirror these three lines. So if I grab them ahead of time and click mirror, oh, select mirror line. Okay. Select entities to be mirrored. I just did. Okay, we're good. Yeah. Yep. pretty busy airspace. Okay, I need to extrude this, but I need to know how thick this thing is. Can I measure? Max distance 13. Center distance. This is problematic because I want to be able to measure, but like which. It doesn't actually show me. Okay, wait, max distance Y. Okay, it does if you hover over it. Z, 2.65 millimeters. Okay, that's a little bit clunky, but okay, so this thing needs to be like 3 millimeters. That's fine. Control spacebar. Extrude. We will do. Let's make it 4 millimeters. And we want to select that. No. We'll do 3 millimeters. Yeah, 3 millimeters. And then we can do it a little bit more. So we want to go, let's see, starting offset, entity. Okay, cool. So I can select that surface. That's good. And we need an additional, we'll do 2 millimeters. And we want to see that sketch and add, crap. Add entity. Oh, there we go. Okay, 2 millimeters. 3 millimeters. Starting. Yeah, like that. Okay. So I can put the screw in there, and the screw head should not stick through. Hi-yi-yi. Hi-yi-yi. Okay, now we want to again extrude. And we want to go that way and reverse. And let's see. Do we want 20? We'll just do 18 millimeters. Something like that. Okay, now I'm used to hitting Control S, but you can't say, I mean, this is like auto say, so that's a little bit, it's just a little clunky. Okay, assembly. And oh, we need to change the color. I know I figured this out the other day. Come over to the appearance panel, give that a different color. All right, hide that. Assembly. And we want to insert. Okay, now we gotta figure out mates. So, let's see. I think I want a planar mate. And, yeah, so I think I can click that. And then, okay, yeah, okay. I'm locked onto that plane like I want to be. Okay. And, oh, maybe I could have done a slider mate on that. I don't know. Just another planar mate. And, that. I wonder if I do it like this, will that work? Yeah, that's gonna break, right? Wait, no, it did work. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that can slide along there. And, but I'm gonna pull it out. And then I'll do a, I guess a fastened mate there to there. Yeah, all right, that's in there. Now, aha, yeah, I'm seeing some problems. That's fine. I want to see a section view. How do I do a section view?
What type of
Analysis
bug is
tools? We can do exploded views. How do I do, oh, section view. That's kind of awkward. Click there, drag. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we're gonna have some clearance issues. Yeah, okay, so we can go back to this, extrude, first one. Yeah, so here's something that's like, in SolidWorks I could just click on this and then I could just update it without having to actually go into the extrude. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer that I don't have that. Okay, that'll clear now. It might be kind of annoying to hear me constantly go like, oh, in SolidWorks, I could do it that way. And it's partially just like, it's not necessarily trying to say that like SolidWorks is superior because of that way, but it's just that's what I'm used to. And so, you know, I do embrace change and try new things. And, you know, so those legs don't need to be that long. How do I cancel the section view? Turn off section view. I guess just like that. Oh, cool. Right on. I accept DM. Oh, yeah, thank you for the sketch, the suggestion. I could do something like that. Oh, that's a very interesting thumbnail picture. Thank you for that. your user icon. There's nothing solid or cubic about that. Well, there might be something solid. Yeah, I don't even really need these tabs on. There's just kind of like an extra feature, and having them like loop back in, like it doesn't need to, you know, lock on there that much. If it needs to at all, right? So, yeah, I'll just use your imagination. Maybe I'll just describe it as voluptuous. Okay, we'll go 7 millimeters on that. Yeah, that was so much easier for making changes. I could just, you just click this and it will show you. And I think even Fusion 360 does that too. It's like real-time editing stuff. That's gonna be kind of a bummer. This is called well, making progress. Okay, I need a hole. Need another hole. Which we will sketch on the top plane. And I will do, let's see, a line. And a circle. And a dimension, probably like a 5 millimeter. So a 5.5 millimeter hole. And this is a construction line. And we'll just dimension that to be like 8 millimeters from the end. Like a table. I'll show you. I'll show you yeah. I'll show you the sketch in a second there. Okay, then we want to extrude and remove. Other way. And we can just say up to next, right? Yeah, cool. Okay, so we'll just put like an M5 screw through there. I keep hitting it, Control S. That's gonna throw me off too. Yeah, looks like I can probably get a 5 millimeter screw in there. Oh, there's a... Yeah, I don't know that I can see that on the picture there, but it's cropped or something. Yeah, so Jay, so here's my crappy Microsoft Paint diagram. So the source, the light source, is going to be mounted on here, which is a aluminum extrusion. And I guess the idea there is this can be clamped to a table or maybe like mounted on a tripod. Actually, probably be easiest to mount this on a tripod and then have the reflecting mirrors also mounted on a tripod that you can adjust vertically and, you know, the position. And then we can adjust the angles of all these parts, right? And the telescope probably mounted on a, telescope probably mounted, probably just on the mount, just have the telescope sitting there. It's pretty good, right? Yeah, so if it works right, then, you know, we're looking at, you know, light kind of moving around this region. And we want to avoid glare down here. And then maybe there'll be some more light like this. And, you know, you don't want things to get fuzzy, you know, around here. So yeah, and then this is so that's kind of, you know, what we're What's up, Master Strat? I stole that bit from South Park. There was South Park when Randy was drawing on the map. I wonder if I can find that clip. I think this is the clip here.
Nobody can leave this building. But we need supplies, food, silicone.
Okay.
Go outside and you'll die. By now, the global warming has shifted the climate, bringing on a new ice age. Within the hour, the temperature outside will fall to over 70 million degrees below zero. Jesus. All we can do is try to wait it out as long as we can.
And the rest of the country?
He's got like background music and stuff on there to try to get around like copyright things. So maybe
Everyone below this line will have to be evacuated to the south. Everyone above this line is already dead. People like us in the middle states have to ride it out. Balmy southwestern states might have a chance, but New York will have tidal waves that envelop all of the northeast.
Hey, yo!
What, Frank? Oh, God damn it.
Oh, God damn it. That's one of my favorite reactions. Oh, God damn it. What was that? Oh, there was another one. Yeah, he's definitely become the fan favorite. There's another one. Teacher. Yeah. I've seen this a couple of times. What's up, Soggy? The way she just turns around. Oh, okay. OJ. Oh, Soggy, you built one of those years ago with a single mode fiber optic cable and an LED. Oh, okay. How did it work? Did it work out for you? I'm just planning on purchasing from the Hubble Optics just a flashlight for the light source. And but the tricky part is bouncing the light. Yeah, got it. But the distance is the distance away is the biggest thing. Cool, worked great, good, yeah. Yeah, I think and then this. Okay, there's another thing I need to consider with this. Speaking of distances, let's see. Does this give me? Happy anniversary, Myth. 14 years. Wow. Right on. Appreciate you, brother. Hope you guys are feeling better too, by the way. 1.18 inches. So I need to okay, I'm gonna delete that dimension actually, and yeah, okay, and then yeah, this is a little sloppy here. Something like that. So now why is that? That's probably not horizontal. It doesn't automatically add relations like I'm used to when sketching, and that's kind of, I mean, it's kind of annoying. It's not the end of the world, I guess, but yeah. We'll make that a little bit longer. Cool, thanks for being here, Myth. You are awesome. Oh, and yeah, Soggy. So, yeah. So you get the right focus, and to be able to see the airy disc when it's out of focus, right? So So the idea is to, my shitty drawing is to have the light source mounted on this extrusion and then have modular mirror mounts mounted on extrusions so we can adjust and bounce. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. All right, right on. Yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, that looks like a very nice airy disk. Whoops, opening browser. Yeah. And with the Batnoff mask. All right. So how did you get... So I'm guessing that wasn't like... You know, the distance away, right? Like how did you get the... You know, did you bounce it off mirrors or did you just have that... Sitting 6 feet. So you only had that 6 feet away from the camera. So like, how does that work for light? I mean, you know, for focus. Yeah, with the camera, I can see like you know, you need the light source to be far enough away in order for it to focus. What's up, Polyfab? All right, well, so far I've made like a block with some holes. It's progress though. Okay, so that will mount the 50 microns is below the resolving capability. Okay, so it's just small enough that it doesn't matter. That's too far, that's not far enough away, I guess is what I'm getting at. Yeah. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, hopefully that works out for you. I'm really glad that I got mine. Once you get below a certain aperture and a light source, the scope can only see it as a point of light. Yeah, okay, sure, right below the resolving power. Yeah, depends on the size of the light. So I guess you can kind of, yeah, so you either need a tiny light or a long distance away, or both. Okay, so this is very simple mount for that ball head. And if I need a plan B, yeah, thanks. I don't want to model this, so I'm not gonna. Your machine shop is coming along as well. Oh, wow. Cool, right on. You have like a whole, like a business, like a job shop you're setting up, or is it like a hobby shop? Okay, I've got that. Now I need I wanna make like a, so I'm gonna have this ball on there, so it's adjustable. And so now I need a way to mount the light source, the flashlight, to that. And for that I want to do like a simple clamp. And I'm thinking like a V block clamp, so that it's something I can use different, so I don't have to have the exact size diameter. So why don't I bring up another paint and draw what I'm thinking here. A job shop. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, Haas Mini Mill. Yeah. Well, it's certainly mini compared to their other mills. So I'm thinking like a two-part clamp, so I'll need like a base And then, so there's a 1/4 goes into there. And then, yeah, a pretty simple like V block. So maybe this needs to actually kind of be like this. And then, yeah. Now you know this is my napkin drawing of, of the clamp mechanism I'm gonna make here. So something like that. And then we put some screws through there, right, to clamp it on there. Whoops, that's ugly. And, yep, so we can clamp round thing, right? Oh, an invention you're working on. Ooh, very cool, man. Very cool. Well, best of luck with that. Okay, so I need a new... I need a new part studio. And we'll rename it Clamp. Clamp_source. Okay, hide the, don't really see them. I do want to do a sketch on the, front plane sketch. Okay, and circle. And I'm just guessing at how big the diameter on that is, or I'll make it so it'll fit like, we'll go 30 millimeters on this. 30 millimeters. And I can make that for construction. A total shit show. Yeah. Oh, I will, and I may. I actually have several machine parts coming from China. I just submitted the order yesterday for the wedge for the mount, and probably something is gonna not work, so I may need some parts made or modified. But I will let you know. Thank you. Okay, and we're gonna do a clamp, so midpoint line. And that will also be a construction line, at least for now. Let's see, so I need now line, Control Z. Offset this, we want some space there. Offset. And it doesn't give me, gosh, I don't. Yeah. You know, so I can't do like a 1.5 millimeter. I can't do a bi-directional offset. I want to offset, but it doesn't look like that's a thing. Okay, that's the construction line there. Okay, now I need line from there to there to there. And we want to make those tangent. And that also tangent. And let's see, we want the angle between them 90 degrees, I guess. That should allow for a couple of different circles to be, different diameter circles to be used. I guess not something that much smaller than that. So I may need to come back and change that, but that's okay. Okay, and then so let's draw another midpoint line. So we need some thickness down here. And we'll dimension that 10 millimeters. I'm gonna need more than 10 millimeters. I gotta measure my 1/4-20 heat set. No, that's probably fine. I can worry about that. I'll worry about that later. And then line here to here. And I want to dimension this to be, we'll start with 10. I may need more. And we'll do the same thing over here. Whoops. Ooh, whoop. Well, that decided to make it vertical for some reason. Dimension that to 10. Cool. Good. Have a good sleep there, Cube. What made you want to pick up Onshape if you already know the SolidWorks? Well, yeah, I feel you. What made you want to try Onshape? Well, you know, it's always good to learn new things. SolidWorks is obviously an industry standard, an industry leader, but it's also kind of old and antiquated. And there are companies, I do know some, at least 2 companies I know off the top of my head, that are using Onshape as their CAD software. So as far as a professional level goes, you know, being skilled in multiple things is a good idea. So, so that's part of it. But also because I want to build these projects that are, you know, these projects I'm working on are community projects, open source projects, and having the fully parametric editable files available for people, especially software that's free, right? I can already share that, but not very many people have SolidWorks. But anybody can have Onshape because there's this free version of Onshape we're using. So, yeah, those reasons. Yeah. Yeah, well, this is not my first experience with trying new CAD software. I've made the jump before from SolidWorks to Fusion 360 and then back to SolidWorks. So I used SolidWorks for like, I don't know, 10, 15 years, then used Fusion 360 for like 4 years exclusively, and then went back to SolidWorks. So, you know, I've had some flexibility in my CAD over the years. And yeah, so I'm not that much of a stranger to learning new things. Yeah. Let me spend some more time into it. I can already see some workflow things that are like, I really don't like, or some user interface things. Yeah, and I don't know if maybe I'm missing something, but yeah. Yeah, Fusion 360 is good. Fusion 360 is really good. Yeah, there's some modeling user interface stuff in here that's just like, seems like it's really missing important features, but I need to give it, more time, I think. Yeah. Jay's fully Fusion 360, yeah. Yeah, so that's the thing about, Fusion, started out and then they, slowly restricted it, right? So, I think we'll just mirror that. This is going to be kind of chunky and fugly, but yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that. let's, we'll just draw. Make those parallel. Wait, what? No. Oh, I made them equal. Oh, shit. The parallel and the equal sign always look similar, which is really annoying. Something like that. Oh, cool. Okay. Got it. Thanks, Timothy. Okay, this thing is pretty ugly, but I think it'll get the job done. So I'll select those two. And Nerduino, what's up, brother? How's it going? Let's go 35 millimeters. Yeah, we want a nice thick base there. And I might go back and change this a little bit. I'm good, man. We're working on an artificial star rig, or at least attempting to. We're getting two birds stoned at once because we're designing an artificial star rig and learning new CAD software while we're at it. I am a strong believer in, well, I guess I should just say, I know for me, I learn best by doing. You know, if you gave me a book on Onshape or said watch some video tutorials, you know, I'll get a page and a half in and then, I don't know, maybe it's an ADHD thing, but my brain's just like, fuck that. So it's like, you know what? Show me where the buttons are and then send me loose. And then when I get stuck, then I'll go to the book. You know what I mean? That's how my head works. That's how my brain brains. I think that needs to be 9 millimeters. I'll need to check that. Don't let me forget. I'll forget and I'll print it and it'll be the wrong size. And then I'll blame chat for not reminding me. We want to remove material. And should we be able to say up to next? Up to next. Yes, that's cool. Yeah, we'll just cut all the way through there. It'll be fine. Will the artificial star have fusion reaction? Yeah, so this is the support for the core of the fusion reactor. And yeah, we're gonna make the rest of it in a bit here. Okay, back to my assembly. Insert the clamp. Yeah. No. There will be no. Of course, you know we don't mean an actual. Oh, look, those things decide to not stay together. That's a thing. Yeah. So I'm going to. The plan is to purchase. Well, that too. But purchase this artificial star from Hubble Optics. Only $27. Basically, just a flashlight with some pinholes. So you have different size pinholes. You know, for creating stars to evaluate the optics of the telescope. And Tushan, what's up, brother? So the real difficulty that I can see with this is needing to get the correct distance, getting it far enough away. And so we have some math. I did the math. I need like 700 feet. So where am I going to get 700 feet? Well, I don't have a facility that's that size. So the plan is to use mirrors. There it is. Here's my shitty drawing of mirrors. Oh, it is a bit loud. Thank you for... I switched music sources and... I mean, it's probably more interesting than what I have to say, but yeah, so we're gonna use mirrors. And so the source is over here and the green things are mirrors. So we're gonna bounce it back and forth across mirrors. And we're using T-slot extrusion because that's a similar, or that's a convenient thing to mount the mirrors and accessories to, or so the source and the mirrors will mount on the extrusion, and that way we can adjust it and you know, have like a base, and then we can mount the extrusion to a table or a tripod or something like that. So that's what we got going on. And then we're also trying to figure out how to use Fusion 360. Or sorry, I know how to use Fusion 360, how to use Onshape, new CAD software for me. So this is fun. So I think I want to fasten to mate. And someone was telling me like shift click. I think that's right. Yeah, okay. So that's there. So this is my my clamp for the artificial star. And these things are not in place yet. I gotta go pee. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. I'll run a Twitch ad while I am peeing. Boom, 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 boom. All right, we're back. Okie dokie, let's see. Okay. Let's see, we're working on the details of the clamp. Let's just edit the sketch. And we need like a vertical here. We just need like a little bit of flat area. So there's room for a screwed head to sit on there. And yeah, we'll just go like that and like that. Those two things and make them equal. And yeah, let's do it down here as well. It's probably not that big a deal. We want, let's see, those to be equal. Yeah, some little flat tabs there. Okay, click on that. Whoops. And then we go here. Onshape, by the way, if you guys Nerduino or anybody who came in, is free. Has a free for, you know, hobbyist mode like I am, like we're doing here. Free with a bit of restriction, and that is that the documents are automatically public. So these are like freely available files, which for certain organizations that would obviously be a deal breaker. But for me, that's actually ideal. That's what I want. Is these I'm doing these open source projects. I want others to be able to, download and use the files themselves. So them having the source available, and because it's all browser based, that's really good for sharing. So. Okay, I need screw holes. So let's go. Let's see, rollback bar. Okay, that works just like in SolidWorks. That's cool. I need holes. Oh, actually, I do want to roll this. Okay, I'm not ready for that yet. Okay, so I want a sketch on the top plane. Okay, and let's see. So, here's something that I haven't done yet. So I want to convert entities. Let's see. So do we have? Okay, I'm in Sketch. How do I convert entities? Text, point. These are sketching lines and things. Oh, use. Use project / convert. U. I'm pretty sure I use the keyboard shortcut P for that. So I will change that. Sketch. So we just have to search through here. We're gonna go P. I will accept that. Return to document. And looks like I'm not in my sketch mode anymore. Sketch. And grab that and hit P. There we go. All right, normal 2. And we'll select those lines and make them construction. And then I want a center line, another construction line, which also made a construction. And now I want a couple of circles there. And I think I want 6.2. We'll do a heat set insert for the threads and a 6mm. No, actually that's all I need. I only need one. Oh, no. I need the head. We'll do a socket head cap screw. So I need the head, which I always have to look up. I never know how big they are. It's the top of my head. That will do 10mm. We have plenty of clearance there. 10. That's kind of awkwardly shaped. Need a center line. Construction line. And then we want to mirror those. I'm going to tweak this a little bit. Mirror that select mirror line. Check. Okay. I want these tabs to be a bit larger. Let's change this to 13. So I have a little bit more space for the screw head there. Yeah, probably a bit better. Oh, actually, no, I don't want to do that at all. No, yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, now we'll go sketch 4. And we want to extrude. And, yeah, okay, select what we want to extrude, which is just the, whoops. Yeah, that circle and that circle. And we want to remove. And we will go, we want to go up to, well, we can do through all. And we want symmetric. And then the scope, we select both parts so that it cuts all the way through both of the parts. Like that. And I have identified something I want to change. I can do that. Go back to that sketch and we do another extrusion. And this time the default, that's fine. And we will say, I'm going to say through all, but we want to change the starting offset to entity. Yeah, so we want to extrude cut, remove, other direction. There we go. That's what we want. Yeah, so that we have room for socket head cap screw to sit down in there. Okay, and now I'm seeing this sketch. I actually want to make delete the equals entity out of that and delete that. And I want this to be longer. I want that to be 10. So there's room for the heat set insert to sit all the way down in there. So I'll make those two things equal. So we'll just make that little shelf down there a bit longer. And yeah, kind of fugly. We can add some fillets and things. Actually, I do want now is the step where I want to add fillets. Fillet. I want to fillet that and that, so I don't have such a hard edge there. And this can be like a pretty tight, yeah, 10 millimeter. Let's see with 5. 5's fine. And now we want some more fillets, but we want like maybe also 5. Let's see. We want to fillet these outside edges, so that is kind of smooth transition. Maybe go 10 there, and well, let me do that. Could not fillet. Okay. Is it because of that? Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't like the fillet down there. So we'll just do it like that. And then, so it didn't like a 10 millimeter fillet there, huh? Oh, shoot. I gotta take a call real quick. Sorry, guys. I will put it on BRB mode, and I'll run a Twitch ad while this is going on. Oh, I can't run an ad? Okay. All right. Well, all right. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry, that was my dentist office. A dental appointment tomorrow. Very exciting. Very exciting. Okie dokie. So yeah, it just didn't want to make fillets of a certain size over there. Fillets in CAD software are always an enjoyable experience. Yeah. Yeah, CAD software in general, like, you run into issues with fillets, and like sometimes, yeah, some software is going to be better than others at, solving fillets when you have like conflicts like that. So that's just we kind of just learn to live with it. I kind of like the way it shows like a ghost of the fillet, or it shows the ghost of the square edge in the fillet preview. That's kind of nice. So yeah, dealing with fillets in CAD software is always just part of life. Part of the life, part of the game. Okay, that is kind of an ugly part, but oh, and then I have one more thing, which is, yeah, that down there. I keep getting Control S. Okay, so oh, clamp source. I'm gonna change these names. Rename. Clamp source top and bottom. Oh, we need colors. Very important to use colors in your CAD drawings. Okay, so now so now I need like a distance mate. I don't know if how well that can if that can do it. Parallel mate, ball mate. A mate connector. Is that what I need? Clamp source. I think you can add that in here. Mate connector. Origin. Vertex of origin. No? Could not determine owner of the mate connector. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, so now how do I mate these components in this orientation in the assembly, right? See how the clamps aren't... I mean, I can do a fastener mate like this, but the things aren't... They're not going to be clamped together. Oh, there is an offset button here. Oh, okay. I guess that's how you do it. Offset along the Z by 3 millimeters. Okay. Okay. Never mind. Crisis averted. Sometimes you can just figure shit out. Sometimes not. Okay. Oh, and then this... yeah, so maybe I can edit this thing too and offset this in the Z direction by like 40 millimeters. Oh, nope, not that one. Probably this one. Because this is not exactly how this thing is gonna be. I just didn't... 40, do I have to do minus 40? Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, okay. So I just have a space for there for the ball mount to go. Yeah. An artificial star is a point source of light. So the idea is to generate a point source of light that we use to simulate a star so that we can do optical testing and configuration without relying on the sky, without an actual star. So in the case of what I'm gonna do is there's a few ways to make them. I'm just gonna buy this one from Hubble Optics, $27. So you can make this with just like a bright flashlight, and then you put like you just need a pinhole, and but it needs to be like a nice. You can't just poke a hole or cut a hole. It needs to be like a perfectly round hole. So these guys are already making that, and $27 not too bad. And so they have like 5 different sizes. So that'll produce different size stars. The tricky part is getting it the right distance away, so that your scope can focus on it. And that's what we're doing with basically with this kind of complex setup here. Okay, so that's good. That will work for clamping the source. I may need to change this inside once I actually measure the diameter of that tool. So now I need the mirror mounts. And yeah. Okay, so we will bring up another MS Paint drawing for the mirror mount. The mirror mount. Okay, so here, look at that. I can draw an actual rectangle, a square. That's the T-slot extrusion, right? And I'll put a T on it so we know it's T-slot. And my idea for the mirror mount, let's see. So we need draw the mirror. Let's draw the mirror like here. Can I draw that thicker? Marker. Okay, that's the mirror. Yeah. Something new I've learned. I don't know if I've learned anything new yet. So, okay, so mirror, and the mirror needs a backing part. And then we have the mount. And I'm thinking this comes down and maybe has like a shelf. Kind of something like this. And we need like a fastener, a screw, I think maybe on the front. So maybe this actually comes down. Yeah, that comes down. This comes down over the front like this. And then we put sort of a screw through there. That way we can slide it back and forth. And then it can rest on this top here, and this can maybe be like this for some added stiffness, right? This is all solid through here. That was weird to draw. Yeah, so something, yeah, I think something like that. And then we have the screw in here, and there's a spring, and then we have 3 adjustment screws going through here like this. Something like that. So this is the same type of adjustment mechanism that we use on the Newtonians. So we should be able to pretty carefully and accurately dial the adjustment of the mirrors. This doesn't allow any vertical adjustment, but we'll have full rotational adjustment from the 3 screws. There'll be 3 screws. This is a side view. Right, back view will have, yeah, like a triangle of screws. And then, yeah, so we can slide it back and forth. Do we need vertical adjustment? Well, I suppose we can worry about that later. So that's what we need to design next. Okay, so let's do a new part studio. And we'll do a sketch on the front plane. Like normal 2. And we will hide. Okie dokie. So let's do rectangle. And dimension, let's show 20 millimeter. And maybe 30 for the width. Maybe 40? We'll do 30. Okay. And then we need a circle up here somewhere. Oh, it added that relation automatically. Maybe also 30. And then we need the distance from there to there. Maybe we'll start with 100. Is that excessive? No, I don't think that's excessive. And yeah, so we'll just draw some lines. And we need in the middle, this will be a 6 millimeter hole for an M5 screw to go through. We'll go like 5.5. Don't want that to be too loosey-goosey. And maybe also 5.5. Yeah. And there's some more holes we're gonna make, and I feel like this wants to be, I feel like I want this to be wider. A wider base, so it's more, just more sturdy, more steady. Make those tangent. Alrighty. And yeah. Okay, so let's, oh, no, I don't like that. Let's edit this. Delete those lines, and we want to go up like this and then have a line. We want to make a vertical. We want like a vertical shelf on there. Make those equal and make those tangent. Tangent. Oh, what about the trim? Looks like I can do a drag, a cut trim like that. Yes. Yep, you got it. You got it. Okay, now we'll extrude that, and I think I only want, whoops, not 25. Only about 5 millimeters for now, and we'll come back and do some more later. But I do want to add, I need the thickness to this part. So I will select, whoops. I need to show that, and we go other direction. And we'll go 15 because a total of 20 millimeters there. And then we want edit this sketch. Draw a line. Whoops. Like that. Okay. And now we have this sketch, so we can grab that area and extrude the opposite direction. 25, so this should be 20 millimeters. Something like that. Hey, always, nothing is ever simple. That's always kind of one of my pet peeves. Whenever anyone's like, oh, you just do this, it'll be simple. Like, no, it's not. You always end up printing the same thing like 5 times before you're happy with it. Yep. I mean, that's kind of the process, Taka. Okay, I could make this thing like just solid and thick. Before let me get it in the assembly first here. Let's rename this to base underscore mirror, and I'll rename the part studio to the same. Okay. And I can do the same thing here. Oh, and gasp, I didn't set a color. At least the default color isn't boring CAD gray here in Onshape, so I can appreciate that. Okay, so then I can do a planar mate there to there. And then I think it really doesn't matter which connectors I click. Yeah. So that can slide back and forth on there. Yeah, like that. And the way I have it now, I could kind of have a screw on the top or on the bottom. I think I only want it on the front face there. Yeah, because I'm gonna add some like ribs onto this thing. So I'm gonna do a sketch. Oh, I don't need that face because that's on that plane. Yeah, so I'll do a sketch on that plane. And this does have a rib feature, but I'm just going to do it like this. And we're going to offset that by 3 millimeters. And I'll do the same over here. 3 millimeters. Whoops. No, 3. And let's see. And then we'll do a center line. And offset that 1.5. And offset that the other direction 1.5. Okay, and then I'll just manually drag all these blue points to make them coincident. So it's fully defined. That snaps nice and easy. That's cool. Oh, that one didn't though. There we go. Okay, and then I'll do another extrusion, and I will select my profiles in the other direction, opposite direction, and we'll say blind. We'll say up to face. select the face like that. So now I have some ribs that'll make that nice and stiff. Yeah, actually, ideally it would go up to the edge of that rib and they would be sort of tapered, but yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. Take a look at how it looks in my assembly here. Yeah, that's fine. Do you happen to know how flat panel lights are made? Curious if using standard acrylic disc with LEDs around the edge. Interesting thought, Taka. I know that the key that you're gonna need is a lot of diffusion, right? So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, what the light source, what amount of light source and what amount of diffusion is going to be adequate. So, yeah, that's definitely tricky because if you don't have an uneven light source, then you're going to have really bad flats, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Myth, I'm going to try doing a chamfer to fill that in. And let's see. Distance and angle. If I do like a 15-degree angle, measurement tangent. This doesn't give you like a way to like just manually drag it out. That's really kind of that's weird. The preview is opaque. A similar what? Do you know the mirror size yet? No. It's not exactly what I kind of had in mind there, but that'll work. Oh, yeah, no, yeah. It was just the preview was just disappearing because I think it couldn't create it. So. Yeah. Well, that's right. That'll be good enough for now. The mirror sizes, they're kind of all different sizes. They're oddly shaped because they're these dental mirrors. So they're kind of roughly rectangular. Okay, now we need the 3 holes for the screw adjustments. Let's see. We'll go sketch on the front plane. And we need a circle. And the dimension of that, we'll do 6.2 millimeters because we're going to do M5 inserts. And I'm going to sketch a construction line It won't let me snap to that. Oh, I guess I have to actually... Well, that's pretty lame. Wait. I guess I have to convert that. There we go. Yeah. Anyways, I wanted to mention this from the minimum distance. 1 millimeter, which is maybe kind of not a lot. 1.5 millimeter. These screws are going to end up being kind of close together. It's kind of not ideal. I might need to make that a larger diameter. Circular pattern. This is so awkward to not have a dialog box. Give me a dialog box to like set the number and stuff. And then I do the circular pattern, but okay, they are fully defined now. We did one before and it wasn't fully defined, but okay. Well, I guess that's okay. But it looks like it made these things construction. No? That's weird. Oh, it just shows that when the sketch isn't active. Okay, we want to remove, and we go direction through all. We want to do through all. Do we not get two directions? Through all. Second end position? Oh, I guess that's it. Second end position. There we go. That was kind of awkward. Okay, so center hole is for the support of the mirror, and the outer holes are for the he said inserts for the threaded inserts for adjusting the mirror. And then I know I need another hole here, so I'll do a sketch on that face, and let's see if I can just offset that. I can. No, I don't want to do that. I want a circle, and I'm not sure how big this needs to be. I think it needs to be 10 millimeters. So that needs to fit a spring. Spring needs to be able to recess in there. And I don't know off the top of my head how deep it is. I can measure that later. So there's a few things I'm going to need to, figure out. Blind. I'll just do 10 millimeters for now. Whoops. Wanted to remove that material. Yeah. Okay, so this part is definitely printable. Print in this orientation. Might tweak some of the things a little bit, and add some details. But for now, that'll do. And there's just one more part to make. Which I guess maybe we'll do it also in here. So I want to make a yeah, I have checked eBay Myth. I like to source stuff from Amazon if I can, because, well, I can return it and it shows up in one day. But if Amazon fails me, then that's where we'll look. Okay, I would like to make a plane. I don't really need to make a plane for this. I'm going to draw the actual mirror cell, the mirror holder, which I don't really need a plane, but I want to do one just so I know how to do a plane. I really don't like the toolbar having the icons without the text. My SolidWorks toolbar, there's plenty of desktop real estate. Give me the full toolbar with the text so it's really clear what the things are. Okay, well, that's really easy. Okay, really easy to find to do that, but yeah. Okay, sketch a circle. And, oh, that's too bad. It won't let me. It doesn't seem to want to let me reference these other circles here. I'll just have to manually add that concentric, yeah. And we want those things to be... Oh, they don't seem to have a co-radial. I guess I can do equal. And I can copy that dimension. Don't need to see that plane anymore. And we can extrude that. And I know I want this to be 20 millimeters. Wait, 20 millimeters? This doesn't need to be very big. 10 millimeters probably plenty. 15. Yeah, new body over there. And I will rename this to mount. Mount underscore mirror. And I'm just going to silicone glue that on. Yeah, let's do the color. Okay, and then do a sketch here. So I'm going to draw some holes. Is it possible to do a 4-way adjustment versus 3-way? Yeah, it is. I don't know that there's. Well, it's for collimating. It like on the Newtonian, I think I like the 4 screws instead of 3, but it's not. Certainly not something that we have to do, and it's, you know, it's more screws, it's more parts to assemble and stuff. So for something like this, since I have to build a bunch of these, I would prefer to minimize the part count, and since the accuracy isn't that important. Then I'm not too concerned. Keep hitting Control S. Let's see this thing. I actually want this to be like 6.5. I want that to be bigger. Maybe actually 7. So we want a lot of room for the screw to actually be able to float inside of there. Yeah. The problem with 3 adjustments is when you the problem with 3 screws for adjustment is adjusting any one screw will give you motion in 2 directions, right? Well, except for the top screw. The top screw, adjusting the top screw gives you motion just, rotation in one axis, but because the other 2 are on angles, you get X and Y adjustment with each one. So it can make it a little bit fussier to assemble or to adjust, but it's not too bad. And I think in this case, you just kind of need to I think I'll just kind of need to be able to just quickly dial it and get it pointing close enough, and then that's fine. So I'm not too concerned with it. Okay, and then we need another sketch there. Circle. And that should be 9 millimeters. 9.5. Yeah, sure. Okay. We want to remove, and the distance to be like 8 millimeters deep. Something like that. Okay, and that's basically it. Oh, that part didn't come in. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I put 4-way on the 6-inch scope. I put 4-way, and I like it. I like it, but it's not that big of a difference. So that's basically it. And then you'll just mount additional of these guys on there. I can't do that. In SolidWorks, if you can drag and drop, use Control Click, and you can drag additional parts on there. It looks like I can't do that here. Maybe let's try. How about a component pattern? Assembly linear pattern. Those 2 things. The direction. Opposite direction. There's no like slider or button to click to increase the distance. I have to actually just I have to type a number in. That's kind of disappointing. I only need 3. Well, it depends on what room I set it up in, but where I'm thinking I need 2 on the opposing rail and 1 on the close rail. So ignore the extra stuff at the bottom of this. I just need that basically. So bounce, bounce, bounce into the scope. So I've shown 2 on here just because to show that we'll accommodate more. But I think that'll do it. That's the basic of it. I'll need to adjust some sizing of things when I measure the when I measure the actual parts. But yeah, I think probably not. It depends on the room that you're in, that I'm in. So yeah. Oh, that'd be cool, Jay. Yeah. That could be fun. So that is that's Onshape. I mean, it certainly works. I mean, I know it works. That people obviously use it. I don't know if there's definitely things I don't like. There's definitely some things for sure that I really don't like. And maybe there's, I'm used to one piece of software. So is it that I'm used to that, or is that really a better workflow? Like there's a couple of like quick editing tools and stuff in SolidWorks and in Fusion 360 that just that I know I just really like. The light fixture. So yeah, I just show it floating up here. So that I'm going to use a ball mount. This ball mount. Pretty cheap, $10. That way, the majority of the adjustment will come from this, right? So I will align the light source. So what I'll actually do is I just didn't want to try to model that in there. So what I'll actually do is I'll actually start with a freaking laser, because that way you can see the laser beam really easily, right? And so I'll clamp the laser in there and adjust it so that it's pointing, across the room, right? And get it pointing at the first mirror. And then I can go over to the first mirror and then adjust it to point at the second mirror and so on and so forth. So I think that will work. But we'll just have to see.
Yes, science.
Yeah, science. I should adjust those so they pop up down below. Let me do that right now. I gotta pee real quick. Let me take a pee. I'll be right back. We're on a Twitch ad. Sucks that a lot of people here are not. Okie dokie. We're back. Where am I here? So I guess I just have some details to work out in the size of the holes for the fasteners and locations and stuff. So, yeah, we learned a bit of Onshape today. I think I'm gonna wrap this one up, grab a snack, and maybe go outside and touch grass for a little bit. Haven't done that yet today. Who's on Twitch for a raid? Anybody on who None of my normal people. If you guys have a raid suggestion, I'm down for that. just taking a look to see if I see anybody that looks like it would be interesting to you guys or to me, or just would be fun. Well, you know. Lone Mountain Knife Co. Ooh. A blacksmith. Is he working on Let's take a look. Oh, we have an ad. Huh. Making something right now. Well, he must have, look at that dirty old shop. That looks familiar. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Unfortunately, his content is not fit for human consumption. So... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry, Stoggy Stargazer. Yeah, we're, yeah, welcome, by the way, welcome. Yeah, Twitch has the raid feature where the audience on Twitch, I can send them over to somebody else. So, yeah, so if you're not on Twitch, you don't get to participate in that, but you can come over to Twitch and do that. But I'm glad to have you on either platform. Yeah. So, yeah, Sean's gonna eat it. Cool. Yeah, he's wearing an Iron Maiden shirt. So I guess that's good enough for a raid. Yeah, I'm gonna bounce. We'll raid the knife guy. We'll see what he's up to. Search for paste. Why did that not? Oh, I didn't get the L there. Yeah, he's only got a few people watching, so we'll stop in there. Yeah, good sign indeed. Yeah. All right, well let's raid out. I need a snack and a shower, and yeah, I'll probably work on the details of this thing off stream and start printing it. And I got to order all that other stuff, and yeah. All right, guys. Peace out. Thank you guys for being here, by the way. I didn't thank everybody. Thanks, everybody.
Welcome to Costco. I love you. What's up, Design by Dave? What's up, Raiders? How are you? How was stream?
Room for one more.
Hey, thank you for the follow. John, welcome in. I'll give you a second for the pre-rolls, because I turned ads off a while back. But if you can still hear me and haven't gotten snapped yet, pre-rolls, how was stream? What were y'all getting up to? Read that from here.